Good afternoon, everyone. 7/20/2018. Happy Friday. My stepdaughter didn't call the police on her dad. And there's only a couple reasons that might be. Okay? That's what I was looking at earlier, and I decided I'd just screencast it. So, it would either be because it didn't happen, it wasn't happening, or she was an accomplice. You know? She was able to make the report on some guy when she was 6 or 7. Alright? I base these things on what I know, personally. Her story got to fly, and fly it did. Well, I was kind of always offended that our side never got a chance. I guess no one really sees that side of it, though, huh? That we basically had this stuff crammed down our throat, that was how it was going to be, and no other way. Alright? I don't care what his plea was. I don't care. I've been over that. She didn't call because there was nothing happening. Alright? And what I've said in all these videos, we're ever going to change what had been done. It's never going to undo that which has been done. Alright? I'm pretty sure that if it was going to, it would have already. Because someone would have gotten to, digging in it and come up with their own. Okay? I said it in another video. She could have put the brakes on that entire divorce decree modification herself. After the initial visit, the way it was arranged was for her on a trial basis only, because up until that day we picked them up, that was the first time they had seen their dad, and the first time their dad, well, no, I can't say that, because he did see her, and apparently he lived with their mother when the older one was, very small. But they had been told that he was dead for that length of time, which I thought actually is mental cruelty. Aside from it being a big fat lie. Okay? It's the first time no, maybe not. I was going to say it's the first time I ever heard of such thing, but back there somewhere, there's bound to be someone else who used that very same tactic, just to avoid talking about it. The past, and people in their past. Oh, they're dead. Remember the Forrest Gump movie? To avoid having to talk about it, where his mom said, he's on vacation. Okay. I don't like the way that we've been done, because that's not the first and only time. Mine is layered upon layer upon layer of one form of abuse or another, whether it's physical or psychological. It's just one after the other. And I guess they thought they would just keep dishing it out. And until I got internet, I really didn't have any better means to cope with it, because I didn't like the way they did their therapy up there, because of the way they had done me on another occasion when they switched me around 3 times after we did what we were told to do with the locks and got that approved. And the guy's dead now that came and approved them. It was Don Waterfield. I remember exactly who it was. And we're like, oh, great, we're good. All in compliance with these people. But no, you got to go to therapy now. And I went through 3 therapists. I don't know what they thought they were going to therapy. Do you? Putting me through hoops that way. Go to this one to one time and then they're out. Go to this next one and then they're out. And then the third one, I do remember clearly, she got sick, they said. She came down sick. She's going out of business or quitting her job or whatever it was. Because I think in Sedalia, when you're in that line of work, in that profession, you're pretty much in their network, because that's the size of town Sedalia is. It's like under 20,000 last time I knew. All right? I mean, Marshall was gaining on it. Marshall was nearing 18,000, while Sedalia's was declining and had gotten down to about 19,000 something. So, and maybe it's a lot of people like me. Same line of thought. You're going to do me so dirty when there are other ways to do and things you're supposed to do them a certain way. I'll just pack my family up as soon as I can and move. Think you're so great? You're not going to do anything like you're supposed to for anyone to help them. You want to degrade them and stomp on them when they're down. Pardon me. The same with us getting that house for my mother. Just supposed to help us out a little bit so we didn't have to pay a house payment. Have a little bit of more money to live on, for God's sake. Have a little bit. Have some. Go out to eat. Get something different to wear. Put some gas in the car and go see a family member. We were strapped. So she bought that little house. Helped us fix it, bless her heart. My mistake, though, I mentioned it to the social worker. Next thing you know, my mom's got to get an assessor. Got to meet the assessor so they can tell her how much to charge us for the gift she had just given us. Do you see the low key in that? Do you see the social faux pas of that? You're not supposed to make somebody pay for a gift from you. That's wrong. Here's a gift, but you owe me $99.99 for it, okay? Does that sound right in the head to you people? It wasn't the best house in town or anything. It was a small little house. I don't know what year it was built now. But it was sturdy. As they would say, it's got good bones, right? Had a nice little parquet floor. I love that floor. Something unique. 2 bedrooms, 1 bath, 1 kitchen. Front room. Oh, and a dinette off the kitchen, which I thought was kind of cool too and handy. But nope, you gotta pay them. blew us clear out of the water. But here's the gist of this video today. I called the police on my husband's daughter because the way she was acting just did not fly right with me. You know how you are when you're around people and something doesn't fly right. You don't have to say a word, but eventually you're going to have to. Or it's going to continue. And I didn't want it to continue. I tried talking to her. We tried making it a topic around the dining table, for God's sake. It just wasn't soaking in. I got so tired of it. So I picked up the phone one day and I called the Sedalia police at their desk. I didn't call 911 switchboard, hotline, or whatever you call it, because it was a non-emergency. It was a non-emergency request for police assistance. Okay? And they came right over, chop, chop. They were there. Amen. Heard so many stories about how long the Sedalia police can take. But you know what? That time, they were quick. Not lights flashing or nothing. Not that kind of quick. They were prompt. And this hacked her off to no end. So the next thing I knew, she made a report on me to her mother. Okay, keep in mind, meanwhile, these supposed 2 to 3 rapes a day are going on. But we're not going to demerit that guy, huh? We're not going to report him. We're not going to downgrade him. We're not going to degrade him. We're not going to... He's fine and dandy, that rapist. Bless his heart and soul, and let's pat his back while we're at it. We're making him look so good. Huh, Codename Nicha. Goes to visitation reporting me. So I'm all like, okay. I wasn't going to give up. That's what they want you to do, is just give up. They know they're bigger than you. They came over and did their little investigative thing they do, even though they're not investigators. They're not police. They're not trained to investigate. Okay? That's the way I've been given to understand. It was written off as unsubstantiated, which now, after I think about it, kind of surprises me, because of the way they've done me on other occasions. So she gets their calling card, you know, their business card. She has their number. So meanwhile, back at the not-so-intelligent place of the rapist, raping 2 to 3 times a day, nobody turning him in, nobody gonna spank that bad boy, huh? Not at all. Not gonna stop the divorce decree modification, even though it's in our very power. Huh, Codename Nicha? All you would have to say is, Mom, I do not want to go back there after you got your 6-week initial trial visit. Don't do anything to the divorce decree modification. You're going to be my primary caregiver, not the crazy 2,100-time rapist. Thanks for listening.